Going too fast.
Your eyes are getting sleepy. Soon you will agree with everything that Tools with Soul says. He is a smart man. Keep your eyes on the stopwatch. ah, ah, Shakespeare X. Welcome, Cody Brown. Always a pleasure. Brandon T, we did read your comments while we were off stage. I appreciate you being here. Paul W, Jonathan Stewart, Fred Smith. Fred Smith is a channel member, and all of our channel members get special highlight treatments because we appreciate them. They're dedicated, and we appreciate it. Well, I think all of you are pretty dedicated by this point. If you've heard me insult McKeady and you're still here, congratulations. So what we're going to talk about tonight are batteries. BW's electronic. We're going to take two opposing points of view. We actually had this conversation earlier today, and I thought, hey, maybe you guys would enjoy this and you could weigh in on it. So we'll get into that in a little bit, but I'm going to let my cohort, my partner in crime here, say howdy to y'all. And if you didn't just watch him, I'm sorry, that is his real face.
I agree with everything Tools with Souls says.
What's going on with your channel, sir? Tell everybody what you got coming up, what you're going to do.
What's going on? My original contractor that tied into my HVAC system 3 years ago when I got a new AC tied into old ductwork that was in my walls that didn't go anywhere. You can't come in here. So we had a mold recirculation, which is always fun.
Yeah.
So my attic only has about this much room. Why is my GoPro freezing?
I don't know, but while you're fixing it, I'm going to say hi to John Knight. He says, sup, y'all? Not much, John. Glad to have you here. Kansas Handy, he says, the title of this video is very close to what we all ask ourselves in the bedroom. That sounds like a personal problem, and maybe you need to quit using the D-cell batteries, jump straight into the car batteries. That's the next step, and good luck to you. I mean, 120 volt, maybe for you 240. Jeremy says, hello. Queefer Sutherland with the yo. Dan B, hello, gentlemen. Hello, Dan B. East Coast Ken Eek is in the house. He has a channel here on YouTube. By all means, go check him out. And Lee Monson say, might be what Tactics says first. And he did agree with me, just to jump off. And Brandon also has a channel here on YouTube. So by all means, go check him out.
I don't know what to say. If it does it again, I'll switch cameras for good. But
hey, maybe I should just make it look like I'm frozen too.
Yeah, you could do that. Except you got to put your finger halfway down your throat and pick your teeth like I was doing when my cameras got frozen last time.
Oh, you said it in the razor remote.
Why is it an ultra slow-mo? What is going on here, man? Okay. I don't
Didn't Tactics just do a GoPro vid? Yes, that's why you know it's messed up.
We did just do a GoPro.
That's him. His nickname is user
This
error.
one has more software. Oh, now we're in super wide. There's my dog, and there's my DeWalt tool bag with all the tools in the renovation.
So it's all good.
Whatever. So yeah, this thing actually says active and webcam mode and all kinds of stuff on the actual GoPro. So there's a setting in here that probably tells it not to time out
freeze every few seconds.
It's new. I haven't figured it all out yet. Oh, what I was going to tell you though is my attic is about this tall. And then you got the apex and you got the vortex coming in. So I took a 14-inch piece of plywood and I put it in between the V. And then after I got tired of sliding around, I finally tacked it level. And then I was sitting there planking while I was beating the hell out of my starting collar.
My God, there's so many different times I've thought you were going to say something different.
So I finally managed to break the starting collar loose, man. Mastic ain't no joke, dude. That Pookie stuff is like a rock. Once it goes up, it's good stuff. So I was beating on that and other things and the starting collar, and we finally managed to get it all broken loose and put in the new duct. And dude, it was just a nightmare. I reached my hand, I cut one in half with the knife, and the AC wasn't even on, dude. You could just smell the weight of whatever was in the air just coming out of that duct. I reached my hand in there, and it was like a
minor in the.
I'm trying to think of a really nice adjective for you guys. It was like a moist cookie. So I reached in there and I just dragged cookie crumbs, but it wasn't cookie crumbs; it was mold.
What's up, Rod?
Of the duct, and I looked at it and I was like, "Yeah, this has to come out." So it's been a crazy week, and then I re-insulated the whole house. So I blew in 13 bags of insulation on top of all that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna address this one. So admitting you have a problem is the first step in recovery.
Huh.
I'm just gonna leave it right there.
I'll let you know. I don't know what this says about me. Maybe some tendencies going on. I don't know. But I don't know. Whenever I went to go put the grills on for my new boots that I installed, I grabbed the Makita XTT16, man, and it was fantastic. I grabbed it and I could see my fingers wrap around on the handle, and I thought, man, this is a really good fit for me.
Remind you of your boyfriend. I got you.
Yeah.
160 degrees in the summer, -30 in the winter. What's up, everyone? What up, Robert? What's up, Joshua? Glad to have you here, because you're not a hero. That's true. I'm not. Let's see. Giants just upset the Vikings. I saw that. How you doing, JW? Tendencies. Yep. So I thought, just for fun, we would talk about some different batteries. And I actually forgot to grab my 1.7 power stack battery, but I
got one.
Handy.
My kids are trying to kill each other.
I hear it. Tools and tendency.
You want me to throw this battery at them?
Is that the 5.0 or is that the 1.7?
This is the 1.7.
All right.
The most beautiful size that any power tool company has ever developed for stacked.
I would agree with you. I think that is the best one. But I'm just looking at it like this is a 2.0 from Rigid. You guys know I am a huge Rigid fan. So this is a 2.0 from Rigid. It's not small. The 1.7 is much, much smaller. The 5.0 is ridiculous. The size of it is crazy. But I'm looking at these batteries and I'm saying, well, what would you really take in the field, like every day with you? And for me, like, I can see if you want to take a 6. If you have the Power Stack 5, I can see that. But once it gets beyond those, I think you're borderline ridiculous in most tools. Now, that's not saying if you want to use a bigger one in a saw, great. You want to use a bigger one on, whatever, a rotary hammer. God bless you. But in a drill and an impact, the tools that you're using for the majority of the day, once you get, and really in an impact, I don't think you really need anything more than a 3.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm looking at it, and I mean, this is a 6 from Rigid. It has the exact same footprint as the 4, so, but I mean, these make sense. But let me grab the 9, or better yet. Yeah, I got to grab a couple of batteries. I'm just going to show an honest to goodness comparison
The bigger the better. That's the same for a lot of things. I got no experience in that department.
You know, small is small with you, buddy.
The eye of a needle is my go-to for lonely nights.
What did you say?
What?
In the keister? And this is not to call out any tool brand here tonight. I keep kicking over my 6.
Speaking about calling out things, I'm going to pull an East Coast Ken right now.
Oh, you're going to eat on stream?
Uh-huh.
Way to go, buddy. 1.7 power stack battery.
We love you, Ken. Go check out
6 flex volt battery.
That's huge.
I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous to take a battery that size. Now, again, yes, you can grab a bigger battery when needed, and having them there in the truck, not a big deal. Yeah. Absolutely think you should. Tools and mukbangs, physical wombat. That's pretty funny. The 850 with a 50. Well, look, 850.
That's funny.
I mean, that looks ridiculous.
It's actually more practical. Hang on. I'm going to point out something to you right now.
Oh, no. Here he goes with the battery being out in the front. You can get in. Oh, Jesus.
No, look, I don't have the 850. I've got the 840 here. So this
here, you guys see if you understand this argument.
Yeah. Yeah, look at this. It sticks beyond the front of this. So it's like you need a 1-inch bit just to freaking break even. Or not a 1-inch bit. You need a...
honestly, for impacts especially, I don't think you need a huge battery.
Even with this, that's what you need just to break even. So if you want to screw something into the wall and get all the way to the wall, you have to have a different bit. You have to. There's no other way to dice that. That's your 0 point right there. So yeah, even that's better. That's a better design. By the time you put a socket on that, whatever socket you put, it is flush. This is not flush. And this isn't even the 850, dude. The 850 is even further back there. Oh.
You were saying, sir?
I still think you'll break even by the time you put a socket, because the socket consumes about this much, and then you got two.
You don't need to break even. You actually need to get ahead.
Yeah. Well, that's a 9 though, dude. This is just a 5.
This is a 9. And I'm just using this as an example of the ridiculousness.
At least it paused in a good position and not something ridiculous.
Yeah, it looks like you're about to smash yourself in the face.
I look so happy though.
And this is a 4.
Hang on.
I mean, this level of ridiculousness, and constantly in every video I get, somebody's like, you need to throw a bigger battery on there. Well, the only thing I can do for some of these is throw a diesel truck on it. What's that?
How can they become...
I'm sorry, the middle of my sentence interrupted the beginning of yours. What were you saying?
I hate when that happens, dude. Don't do that. Oh, shit. Hang on.
Yeah, the bigger battery is heavier than the... Throw a level on it. All right. Let me go grab I'm normally fairly prepared, but I didn't know we were going to go all scientific like.
You're hitting the feels.
Oh, you don't worry about it. I'll take care of everything.
It's the only spot you can hit, so just don't feel too bad. At least you're hitting something. Excuse you.
Look at that. He queefed.
This is actually a decent camera too. This is a 2K. So
I agree with you, Jeremy. Circ saw, recip saw. If you want to use a bigger battery, by all means, use the bigger battery. Just for me, when you're talking about, you know, maybe a subcompact tool like this,
why
impact driver,
like, oh, maybe I'm just wearing it sideways. Were you saying something, sir?
An impact driver or a drill, to me, going with the bigger batteries all the time just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The gains that you get, especially the gains after you put a 6 amp hour battery on those things, it's just the power gain is minimal. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to continuously say we need a bigger battery. We got to have a bigger battery. It doesn't even make sense for companies to continue to make bigger batteries that really are made to go on to other tools. I think it would make a whole lot more sense for them to internalize some of those bigger batteries on the actual equipment that it's made for. You know, for a table saw, a recip saw, a rotary hammer. Use them for those purposes and let everything else go. You don't need a huge battery. Keep one charging for the soft swap. I like that. Robert, that looks like the hourglass figure you're looking for. I think he's talking to you. Is it true DeWalt batteries don't have internal protection for the cells? And does it matter if protection is provided through the electronics in the tool itself? So it's double protection from what I understand on both. So I think it's got both protection in the tool and in the battery.
Are you saying they double bagged it? Because that creates more friction in the long run. We debunked that myth.
I mean, look, just this way.
Yeah. Perfect.
Hold on. Let me take the comment off here.
All right.
But look, you can see we're not level here.
No, especially
the battery actually sticks out further than the tool. But then you go to the ridiculous extreme. Hey, got a 45 right there. No, it's not a 45, but you get the point. It's just that you get those diminishing returns. It just doesn't work for me. And you were saying that it makes what were you saying? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Oh, well, that's nice of you.
Enough guys put enough things in your mouth.
I would say there's a sweet spot, just like there's a sweet spot with your 18650s versus your 217s. I think your sweet spot seems like 3.5 is a really good power, whatever you want to call it. I think that any tool in general, when you pull the trigger, typically you get a voltage drop, or you get it's pulling a load, so you're gonna pull more power out. Just like when your lights dim, when your AC turns on, you're hitting the grid with more load. Your voltage drop on your battery overall, and when we talk about this, we're talking about, yes, they're both 20 volts, and from an engineering perspective or even an electrician, you would say more amperage doesn't mean more power. It's all about the voltage. Well, that's when you're on a power grid with unlimited amperage, so it's always available. But just like a generator, when you start exceeding the power of your generator, you start getting voltage spikes at the peak and the bottom of your sine wave, where you start having surges and things like that. So getting off into the weeds here, I can tell by his saying there. We're still here. Everyone might watch this and wonder, what are we talking about, amperage versus voltage? I just want to clarify that. Amperage versus voltage. When you pull the trigger on your power tool, 20 volts, when it's under load, you might see 18, 17, 16 volts on this. Your power stacks are capable of supplying more voltage, more average voltage, not more voltage, more average voltage, higher nominal voltage, and they deliver it more uniformly than any other system out there. Any 18650, any 27100 cell, your power stacks are going to give you a higher average voltage. and it's the infrastructure in this battery. It has nothing to do with the amp hours per se. When you get into this stack, you're almost always going to have that voltage available no matter how much you're pulling. So for a stacked battery, I think 1.5 amps more is really all you need to maintain that higher average voltage. You don't need a 10, you don't need a 6. In most cases, your 6 actually puts more power in what the tool is comfortable carrying, and it shuts itself off before it can actually finish the task.
Okay. Here's my counter argument for that. The 1.7 gives you the equivalent of what in an XR battery?
A 5.
Okay, that's the 1.7.
Yeah.
What's the 5.0? What's it give you as equivalent in an XR battery?
What I saw with the saw was actually better than the 8. So I'm just going to say 8.
Okay. So what you're saying is that you don't get as great an advantage with a bigger power stack battery as you do with a smaller one, even though the voltage doesn't drop nearly as much and it maintains a higher amp.
Yeah, I think with respect to amp hours, though, because there still is an argument that you say that amp hours does increase the length of the tool. I think that 1.7 is not adequate for long-term use. So something more than 1.7 is absolutely necessary. I don't know if 5 is quite necessary.
Right.
Yeah.
But so if you look at say Flex they have a 3.5, they have a 6, and they have a 10, all power stack.
Yeah.
They also have a 2.5, a 5, an 8, and a ridiculous. With traditional cell batteries. Yeah.
Yes.
The 6 to the 10. I've done the torque testing.
Yeah, there's almost no difference. There's no difference because just like what I was saying, the voltage never dropped more than 0.001 versus a 6 versus an 8. These batteries have so much potential on releasing more average voltage than any other cell that's ever been made that you get seriously diminished returns on a higher amperage battery that you're spending potentially double for.
Well, go have a good night, Tom. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you, buddy.
So with respect to what you're saying, the only difference in a 6 versus a 10 is, let's just say you get 3 more hours of work. If the 6 gave you 11 hours of work, it's not going to matter because you're going home before you can use all the 10 anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the 10 doesn't really make sense unless you're doing some really stupid stuff for a long time. But then grab a cord at that point.
Right. And that's kind of the point, right?
Yeah.
We've gotten to a point where the batteries, some of the batteries that are coming out are so big that you don't get the return on them as you did before. The same type of power increase. You do get a power increase. It's a slight one. You do get much better runtime out of them, but it's also something that's a lot heavier.
Yeah.
It's going to have a negative impact on your body in the long run if you're using them, especially if you're using them in, and I'm going to go back to it, your main tools that you use on the job site, which are your drill, your impact. Now, your saws, absolutely, I would, no problem running a heavier, bigger battery in the saws because that will help them. And you're not supporting the weight of those saws constantly. There are cases that you're cutting 2x material, whatever, where you are, but for the most part, you have you're allowing the tool to go across the weight, across the material. It's maintaining the weight. But on those bigger batteries, if you're using them in a drill and an impact, no, it's not beneficial to you, the individual. It's not as beneficial to the tool either. Yeah.
Let's see here. We got Josh Wilson's comment, but CNS said the bigger tool might be better if there's no charging source nearby. Yeah, exactly. I would say to that, I would also add that a 10.0 has less real estate than 2.5s. And 2.5s are not going to last as long as one lithium stacked 10.0. With the 5, generally you can't ever use every bit of the battery. It's kind of like a hard drive. When you order a hard drive and you get a terabyte, you might get completely screwed and get 930 gigabytes. You know, you get 1,000 gigs is 1 terabyte. You never actually get what you're going to get. And that's the same thing with these, and it's the same thing with batteries. You can't ever actually drain them completely.
Yeah.
So even though you can, through the lab, they say you're going to get this much, just like miles per gallon in a car. We give you 1.7 amps of power. That's if they allowed them to completely just run, you know, but you're never going to get that much. So when 5s are involved, let's just say you get, and with heat and all that involved, you're going to get, let's just say you actually got 5 hours of run time. I think you're probably going to get maybe 11, maybe 12 on a stacked lithium, 10.
Right.
Because you got all that real estate, you got all that heat building up in the same real estate. But that being said, one battery, 110.0 is smaller than 2.5s. So if like I look at his toolboxes all the time, and he's got the HVL. I look at his box. There's nothing wrong with looking at another man's box, especially on YouTube. Everybody does it. Here, look. You want to see my sack? Well, I'll show you later.
No.
All right. So
you need to.
Yeah.
My opinion: bigger batteries good for outdoor power equipment, stationary tools. I agree. There are certain ones that I would disagree with you on there. And hammer.
Yeah, and I think Milwaukee. What was Milwaukee's 56 volt, whatever it was?
I think the most ridiculous battery I've ever seen is the DeWalt 15 amp hour battery or whatever it is. It's just crazy.
That's pretty ridiculous. The Milwaukee. See, it's not even in my mind right now because it was so stupid. They had that huge battery with their. You don't talk about the Milwaukee. What was it?
Yeah.
The X. Someone help me out. The MX platform. Yeah, exactly. My buddy has that, and the light's really cool.
Yeah. As far as more people being on the panel, it's not against anybody. It's just he and I talk constantly every day.
Yeah.
It seems like sometimes, and it's just easier. It's nothing against anybody. It's just kind of a convenience factor. And some of the folks that we have had on in the past have gotten into their feelings a little bit.
Yeah.
And I choose not to want to deal with any of it. It's just a personal choice of mine. And we're just going to leave it there. But yeah, it's nothing against anybody. I do like this Kansas Handy's battery attachment. His logo thing there, or whatever what do you call it? Avatar.
Oh yeah.
A big rigid symbol. I like it. Show your sack tactics, no marbles.
Marbles.
He says it's the Milwaukee MX platform.
Yes,
Antonio does.
Yes, he helped me out on that.
80 volt. MX fuel was a failure because it was overpriced so bad. It's like the Makita 40 volt line. 40 volt, 80 volt. Just put 2 batteries in it.
Right, like, we're never going to do that. Don't worry. That's what they said. They're like, oh, we're never going to do that.
It's like grandson and papa. Yeah. Let me teach you something. We do enjoy seeing both Robert's ACM, but good to ask either way. Hey, it's all good, buddy. Good to see your avatar, Juan. If you want my avatar, you can be my long lost friend. If you ever heard need a 3-stage, I'm your man. I'll keep that in mind, Rodney. Rodney's a really good dude. Got to meet him in person down in Branson, and he's super nice. I do
he gave you the red carpet service, man. He took you all around, and You guys went around to Home Depot and
he introduced me to some folks down there that I would have never met otherwise because I'm not a music guy, but very much appreciated. So I think we're all in agreement. There are some tools where a bigger battery makes sense. But for the most part, if you're carrying them, especially if you're going up and down a ladder all day, a huge battery in most instances doesn't make sense.
We make a good bad couple.
Thank you. Thank you. We're the odd couple. And I don't know how this is possible, but I'm Oscar Madison and he's Felix Unger. Some of you won't get it. Some of you will. I'm trying to spark a discussion on it. Wait, discussion on what? That's what I want to know. Eric M. Spencer, Senior 76. I wanted to let you guys know about the Metabo combo set, and it's great. I'm glad you did. One of my favorites.
We're already going to, he said, what about the possibility of M12 with LiPo batteries? Yeah, that's what he's trying to spark a discussion on, and I was going to get to that next, dude.
Go ahead.
Hang on, I got it here somewhere.
I don't know that they'll be able to do LiPo in the M12.
Oh, it's right here. Yeah. Here it is. Okay.
I mean, not a 2.0, and
I don't know. They
was Michelle there, Rodney? Jamie. M12 LiPo. We're going to talk about it.
It's just salvageable. Let me think. They get better and better and better every time they come up with a different gen because they get this further and further away from the middle of my hand every time. And that's my one complaint because I don't care who you are. This is a very tight battery. And that's because this is actually an aftermarket case, I think. Something on this is aftermarket, or maybe this is the new one. I don't know. But I bought cheap knockoffs. That way I could replace the bottoms because my clips break off. Or used to break off pretty often. So I buy the cheap aftermarkets and then replace the guts and put the stickers back on. But I think this one's original. Yeah, this one is original.
Walter,
they're going to make one of these. They get this further away from the middle of your grip. But every once in a while I'll get in the attic or I'll get somewhere and I'll get one that as you're working on the tool or you're really pushing hard because you got mastic on a self-tapping screw or whatever you got, and you're really using the drill as a hammer and not a drill because your tools and tactics. You wind up putting extra stress on the battery, and it just drives me crazy because the tool will turn off or something will happen. This one's really, really good tonight, and it's snapping really good, and I don't have any complaints right now. But I assure you, once you get this out in the field for a little bit, you get a little bit of dirt in there, a little bit of sand, these start to wear down pretty quickly. And the honeymoon is over, let me tell you. It just is. But they're getting better and better at it. This is why this is my favorite. Anything without the battery and the handle is my favorite. So
nothing happened to Ed.
But yeah, I would say, man, if they could get this flush,
but I'm missing something
because they could stack the lithium in here.
So lithium pouch cell batteries actually have to lay flat. You cannot curve them. If you curve them, they lose their ability to pass through the metal materials efficiently, and you're no longer able to hold and maintain a charge, which is why you don't see any lithium pouch cell curved.
I'm not saying to curve them, like internally here, like how
in order to get it in there because of this space, you would actually have to curve a pouch cell battery. Now, if you look at the designs of their 5.0, say their high output 5.0 battery, because it has the flat bottom, you may be able to put one in there. I know what you're going to do. Do not waste your time.
I already did it. Also, flat bottom girls make the rock and roll go round. It's actually fat bottom, but
I don't know what you're talking about, but cool.
Oh, well, you missed it. Look there, stacked. Why can't we do that?
So take your 1.7 battery and stick next to that.
Put it next to it. Does it have to be that thick?
Okay. It does not have to be that thick. It does not have to be that wide. But that's a 1.7, and I know it's a 12 volt versus an 18, and I'm not going to call it a 20 because I'm not going to insult everybody's intelligence.
Right.
But if you look at it, if you decrease the size of that 18 volt tool by a third, it's still thicker, it's still wider than that 12. So then you're actually going to have to decrease it even more.
Right.
Which will make your 12 volt tool a 10 volt tool.
Well, it is a 10 volt tool, 10.8 technically.
Or an 8 volt tool.
Right.
Because you don't have the surface area needed for the power to go through. South Florida Tools, what's up, my man? Hope everyone's having a great Sunday. My Sunday could have been better, but not too bad. Okay, I guess she's hung in there.
Off, so this is my Sunday. Were you saying something? Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. Have you looked at the actual cell case is bigger than the pouch? One of the great things about being in solar for as long as I was is that we've got pouch cell batteries on solar for years, and in cell phones, they still have to lay flat, and then you have to provide enough room for them to expand, because as they heat up, they do expand. And a traditional 12, like what we're looking at here, it's not optimal for a 12 volt tool to have lithium pouch cell batteries such as the one you were holding up. Now, in the bigger forms with the flatter bottoms, yes, and you could do it that way, but that would be the only way, I would think.
How many people you got in here? You guys want to see this open?
We got 45 in here.
Dang.
Have you looked at? Yes, I have.
Ever get some tools? Open that up.
All right. Like a brick. So, anyway, while he's doing that, if you guys have been following the channel for any length of time, you are aware that my mother has been going through some health issues. Well, Tuesday at 4 a.m, I got a call from the hospital, and they told me to come up there immediately and that she doesn't have much time left. Well, it's Sunday. She is still here. However, her body has begun to not respond. So whether I'll be for a live stream next week at all is up for some debate. I don't know that I will be available, as I am going to put family ahead, and I apologize to you guys for that. But I do kind of have to do that for right now.
Oh, yeah.
I guess expansion contraction like EV batteries crack and lose power after a few years. It's designed obsolescence in there. They don't put enough. They don't put enough of the separator into those lithium, because there's 3 different types of metal that goes into a lithium ion battery, or a lipo battery as we know it. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Just a blanket. I appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, it's it's worse because this morning I had to tell them to stop everything and just make her comfortable.
Yeah. That's pretty rough, man. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Hey, it happens. Lost my man cancer. It hurts for a while, gets better. Time just, yeah, I'll be okay. I'll be okay, but it's just, we're in the middle of everything. And last night told my son to move and not come back. So it's kind of been a great big cluster of a week. You're not going to be able to. Oh, I'll still do it. He deserves it. LiPo batteries don't catch on fire.
It's a little black. You're not going to be able to see it, huh?
Thank you.
I still want to open it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, he says we're going to see it. I mean, dude, Brandon knows his stuff. But what I will say is, whenever I was talking with the Flex rep, I don't know, 6 months ago, whatever, before the stack came out, or maybe right when the stack came out, he was talking about what you got there? Yeah, he was talking about the Flex having a superior design, because if these things, they have sensors in there or something, and they're not supposed to move at all. They're allowed to expand a certain percentage, and once they expand more than that, the whole battery shuts off. So it's very possible that we can't see anything in here. But the way that Flex makes theirs and other companies is slightly different. And
did you need to put hair around the hole there, buddy? How many DeWalt batteries have you guys broken in the cold this year? I'm up to 12 buckets. I'll say this: when it comes to cold, the DeWalt batteries do seem to hold up a little bit better than the Milwaukee batteries, but that's only an extreme cold.
It's completely square.
Are we taking bets? What are the chances to see a battery explosion tonight? Not very good.
No, probably not high.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Howie. It's just I was trying to make a video when it was negative 12 degrees outside, and I couldn't get the Milwaukee to go at all. The DeWalt didn't work great, but it kind of worked. They just don't. None of them are really made to go in the cold. So when will they start putting chips in smart batteries that making any other batteries not work with theirs? You know, the adapters I see people use. Well, first of all, I don't believe that you should be using the adapters. I think they're horrible.
Yeah, don't use the adapters. Yeah, I will say this though. I was glad to at least see a chip in them. Oh, also, I went on Etsy or whatever, and I've got some coming for the
plastic suck. That's her heart there, Rodney, not her hands. Let's see what the Flex Sawzall can do to that battery. DeWalt batteries hold up way better under high usage than Milwaukee batteries. I have 4 12-amp-hour batteries, 2 6, 3 8 batteries from Milwaukee, and they don't charge past 3 bars now. 3 of the 4. Well,
I might second that. You know,
microwave safe, probably not. Lick the terminal. Well, I want you to lick the terminal.
Yeah. Actually, I have the little, you know, the DeWalt light that's like $89, $90 sometimes for the 20 volt / 12 volt DeWalt with the handle. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The 2000 light, 2000 lemon.
Yeah.
Dude, I had that all night from 4 o'clock until almost 12 o'clock on one 8-amp-hour battery. The whole project, and it still had 2 bars on it. I gotta refocus. This thing autofocuses, so I gotta refocus it to make it.
I'm just saying, for the rest of us, maybe don't autofocus on your face.
Oh, right. Yeah. Can I do that?
Learning with Juan is here. Hello, Juan. Glad to have you here.
I can do that.
Queeper Sutherland's still here, and we appreciate it. Not worth my time to warranty them. I was told 6-month turnaround from Milwaukee right now. I'm not surprised. I'm in Florida. We don't do cold. Don Juan Julio.
In case you're wondering, this is the Rexy bit from Amazon. It's actually got a brand name on it.
Yeah.
Come on, you piece of crap. Yeah. Works pretty good.
So Brandon wants to say, I didn't see the 1.7. What did you see, or what do you think about how it's made? Power stack. You opened it up. What did you see? How do you?
I'm thinking it looks like a block. There's no way of knowing what's in there, just like you said. I just wanted to see it for myself. It looked like this is the problem with ADHD. You're paying attention, but you're not really there.
Yeah, it's all good.
We gotta open it back up so I can tell you what I think about it.
At the DeWalt battery replacement in 5 days. 250 deal, Joshua. I need more. Hit like button, my friends.
If you ask me, I think
it's a skinny 1.4 bit set. Yeah, I want to know.
I think it probably could have used more foam around it. I would have expected a little bit more cage and a little bit more protection, honestly, because it is like right there. But
yeah,
it is pretty small. Let's look at the. So the plastic's pretty damn thick, actually. The plastic is very thick. That is very thick plastic. Now I'm looking at it, so you can see right there. That's a 3/16 blade. It's almost a 1/4 inch of plastic. Probably 3/16 inches of plastic. Pretty strong. Let's give it a little crush test. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad at all, dude. I mean,
there's quite a bit of flex to it, but that's what you'd want.
It's not bad at all. I'm very impressed with DeWalt lately. With you can see where we absolutely attacked it. I do like the rubber on the bottom. My 8, I don't think has that, or the 8 doesn't have that. It sounds like something really bad happened when you drop an 8.0 battery. It doesn't sound healthy.
Oh. Well, I've dropped this 6 twice tonight. None the worse for wear.
I don't know. It's well made, man. It really is. No wonder it doesn't have any protection in there. Now the top. Can I set this down? It is glass.
Hey, maybe you should tell your GoPro, your awesome GoPro to focus.
This isn't the GoPro. The GoPro, I gave up on the GoPro because it kept pausing.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, this is the.
We're gonna call it the no-go.
This one's Anchor. Actually, Anchor makes this camera. It's pretty decent. My laptop doesn't like it though.
Oh,
that's pretty thick plastic too, man. The this doesn't feel as good as the bottom. Maybe it is. I don't really want to break this. That's a good amount of flex right there. There you go.
That is a good deal.
Yeah.
I think the batteries of today are, by and large, very good.
It is good.
But again, it just brings it back. What is your next project you're going to work on? Which Robert there, Rodney? Never had any issues with my Metabo batteries and have had them for 4+ years. Antonio, Jake Chef, I absolutely love Metabo. Love them. One of the most unsung, unheralded brands on the market and absolutely fantastic in every respect. Subcompact line, not great, not bad, not great. But when it comes to their 18 and 36 volt tools that aren't subcompact, awesome. Every one of them. Ours giving the finger to the camera is going to be at the store tomorrow. Yeah, he's returning the GoPro tomorrow. I found a Rex Betty skinny bit set, but the like 3-inch 12 bit set for $10. Well, if you can get skinny ones for $10, I would do that. You are Robert. He is Tactics. What is the next project I'm going to work on?
I think I'm putting this on backwards. We won't know until I.
Actually, I say that, but I'll most likely will be building a thing for a flag and ashes for family, so I can keep them all in one place and put them in a position of honor, because I have lost 3 people in just over a year in my family. Your boy Ram, I'm here, but better late than never. Will, we appreciate you being here. So you guys don't think much of battery adapters? Absolutely not. I wouldn't use them for prolonged use. For a video, they're great. Beyond that, I would avoid it, because it does take some of the circuitry and whatnot and kind of bypasses it.
Now, that being said, for example, this is where they would be good. Joshua Wilson recently found a router deal for a Metabo for $30.
This is
battery adapter all day, dude. How long you're gonna route like a little something that you made for like 5 minutes? Yeah, dude, that's where battery adapters are at. If you're a professional and you're gonna use your drill every day and do a project every day with a battery adapter, you're gonna hurt somebody.
Yeah, I want you to check out the flex batteries too. This I agree with wholeheartedly with Antonio. I think DeWalt charging way too much for the larger power stack battery.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's ridiculous. When it's cheaper to go out and buy a simple 8.
You can see how much reflects that, man. Not that I put this in backwards. Ignore that part for a second. But everything went back together good. This doesn't have any deflection on it. It still works just fine. The plastic's good, and it has quite a bit of protection, more than I thought it did. Let me see where we gouge that.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Jeremy, you have inspired me. My next project will be Makita themed, and it will be a pallet wood project. It'll be a trash can. I'm going to build my own trash can so that I can put Makita tools in it, set it on fire, and rid the world of the trash.
That's great.
I actually need a router. I see. So it's at Lowe's. Check BrickSeek for it, but they do have it at some Lowe's. A lot of the Metabo HPT, their 36 volt stuff, is on super clearance. So just a good idea to get in there. I'd agree with Tactics on that one. Battery adapters for short use and infrequent. I'm thinking if you only need a router for a short time, corded. There's nothing wrong with going corded. You're not taking the chance of hurting. You're not taking the chance of hurting a tool or a battery.
Yeah.
So
it's still $100 though, corded. I mean, you get a good deal on a power tool. It's cordless. That's what battery adapters are good for. The hot glue gun, the hot glue tool, something like that. Quick use.
Yeah, you know what? To go along with this one, you boy. This is the Rigid Octane 3.0. This is just like the Milwaukee. It has 21,700 cells in it. That's the 6 amp hour behind it. So you're here. I'll show it this way, so you guys can see how much bigger a 3 amp hour battery is. Now it's not as wide as tall, but I mean, in every other aspect, this just swallows it up. This is the same size as the Milwaukee 3.0. Some of the batteries we got today just don't make a whole lot of sense.
The 4.0 from DeWalt is absolutely impressive.
Yes.
It's smaller than the 3 from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
It's just as light. And it's compact.
Yeah.
I don't know why the 5. Have you noticed that? Have you seen the 4 from DeWalt?
Nope.
I'll go get that too.
All right. Clearance has gotten me into the Bosch 12-volt line. Tractor Supply has huge clearances on Bosch. They've got a 3-tool combo kit, 12-volt combo kit. So it's a flashlight, a drill, and another tool I can't remember off the top of my head. $66. Comes with 2 batteries, charger, and a bag. They've got their version of it's called the Chameleon or the FlexiClick. It's one of those two. It's an installation driver, $44. And jigsaws and all kinds of. Just check your Tractor Supply, the one nearest you. They've got some awesome deals. I think Lowe's also running some of those same deals, but not all of them. Like their FlexiClick, not on sale. I think it's still $109 or $149. Allegedly, Milwaukee is making a 4.0 high output battery, same as the 3. Milwaukee's also coming out with a lithium pouch cell battery this year, according to them. We'll see if that holds up. Recip saw, that's it. The recip saw. Thank you, Jake. Robert, can you open up an octane battery so you can see what cells it has, please? Sir, if not, I understand. I can tell you it's 21700 Samsung cells. That's what they have in there. So same as the Milwaukee 3.0. If you're going to Tractor Supply, look at great gear wrench deals. Absolutely, Paul W. Thank you for reminding me. That's great. I'm telling everybody. A problem with battery adapters is they are made cheap. They could put circuits in to keep from over discharging the battery, but they don't. Yeah, and when you're using Milwaukee or Rigid, like any of the TTI tools, the battery the protection is mainly in the battery, and you could overload the servo by avoiding it, like not allowing the tool to talk directly with the battery. I think I'm all caught up. What exactly does an installation driver do as a drill? So they are more compact than a standard drill. They're smaller. They're not as powerful.
Oh, good.
But you're using them mainly for things that have machine screws or electronics, what have you, things that aren't requiring high torque. They've got a right angle. They also have a corner drill that comes in really handy for woodworking and some carpentry aspects. So they do have their place on the job site, Rodney.
There's a 4.
Okay.
There's a 4. Okay. We're only 1 amp hour away. This thing weighs considerably more. Wow. I don't know what happened with the 5.0, but it just I don't know, man. This thing feels like it should be like a 6 or a 7 to me. That's just my opinion. I'm going to open this 4 right now. I've never done that before. Yep. Because the 5 and stacked is supposed to be smaller and lighter. Like I just don't know what happened. We're going to figure out why this 4 is so damn sexy.
It's a multi-purpose tool, yes. Force your head, Paul. And when a Tractor Supply, check out the Porter cable tools as well. Really cheap combo kits. Yeah, I saw the Porter cable. I saw a drill and I think a 1/2-inch impact wrench for like $60 as a kit. Tactic, what cells are in the 4? I think he's going to open it up and take a look. How about HP tools and batteries that don't match up, as in the tab and the tool not being there and the battery does? Offset attachment too. Yeah, I actually have. I got to be honest with you. I kind of love the Bosch installation driver. I think I've got the. I think I have the Flexic, like the brushless one from Lowe's, and I love this thing. One of my very favorite tools. Actually, the tool I use in my house. So it has a drill head. It has a screwdriver head. It's got the right angle attachment so that you can match the angle of the dangle. Rodney, that'll come in important for you. All off center. Oh, sorry, buddy. I had to do it.
That's great.
And then this is the one when I'm doing pocket holes. This is actually the head that I enjoy using. This is the head that he enjoys using. Let's see.
I do enjoy using that head.
But yeah, and this will actually, I can literally get right flush up to say I have a wall here or something. I can get flush up to it, and this will keep this all in line. There's no better way of getting closer to the edge. I just did a short on this, by the way.
It's got a nice cage in there.
Multiple heads, cool beans. Yeah.
It's got quite a bit of plastic.
Those are Samsung 21700 cells.
What's that?
Those are Samsung 21700 cells. They're pink.
Yeah. Yeah, they're huge too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is the Milwaukee bigger? And why is the freaking 5 like
ridiculous?
Yeah, like I don't know what the heck happened, man. I really don't. It's
hey. Compact 421.7s. Yeah. Can you see the manufacturer on here?
This might be the way to go.
Well, both awesome. Put the attachment in route and stand it up, Robert, and you see what I'm talking about. Yeah. Well, the only problem I have is I do prefer putting a 6 amp hour battery on these. They're smaller, they're lighter weight. I don't mind it. But this allows me to stand it no matter what head I've got on there. I have the Milwaukee installation driver. It's great. I've wanted one for the longest time. I just can't justify $229, I think it is.
I got for like $179, $180.
Yeah. I literally got this for $140.
Yeah.
I can't complain. The savings, I got the tool with two 2 amp hour batteries and was able to buy a 6 amp hour battery for less than I can buy the Milwaukee bare tool. Now, if I do a hack or whatever, which I'm not a hack guy, but if I do a hack, then I can get the Milwaukee for a little less. But no, I'm going to continue to do that. And they'll eventually come out with a new one and replace it. So the DeWalt 12-volt Extreme installation, 5-in-1 driver as well. In Milwaukee, my favorite is the DeWalt, though. Wow. How many volts does the installation driver? They typically have 12. There was one brand that had an 18-volt version, but it didn't really catch on. And the Rigid Mega Max is kind of the answer to that installation driver, but for bigger tools. Samsung are nice. The 30R puts out more than the 40s. Yes, because that's true. I just got the Milwaukee kit for $170. That's a great deal.
That's what I got this one for.
Yeah. That's a great deal. I scored
the magnet on the front is just the icing on the cake on this.
Bosch makes an 18-volt FlexiClick. I've heard in the past Milwaukee intentionally made their tools harder to stand up so you won't stand them up and lay them down so they won't fall and damage new construction. No, I have no idea if that's true either.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I never really stood my tools up anyway.
It's not the German Metabo. Oh, that's right, German Metabo also.
Oh yeah, that was on sale for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, I almost bought the German Metabo version, but I got this one because I don't like buying stuff online. I used my FlexiClick for putting in and taking out window air conditioners. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
exactly. At the top of my window, and the offset and right angle help the screws in the window stop. That's great. The 12-volt yeah. Is there a corded version of the installation driver? Not that I'm aware of. But there you go, guys. So he ended up agreeing with me.
Oh, I should let me bring this up. Or just go on HomeDepot.com or do it on your computer if you want to. Go on Home Depot and type in the I can't remember what it's called because I suffer from.
I don't know what he's having me look at. So
you know what it's called? What is it? The ProLock. Look up ProLock. And then we can laugh it together. Look how horrible this picture is, man. You would not know that this pouch. Click on
just
that
this pouch right here?
Yeah. No, not the big one. Not the 6 one.
This one? The 9?
Yes, I think
the Technician Plus pocket pouch?
I think so.
Yeah,
go to the picture though of all the tools in it. Just all the random, like, look at that. It is like the most generic picture of just crap. Like, who puts a razor knife there? Halfway.
I have that. I have that chameleon tape measure.
Yeah.
No idea what those ones are over there. This looks like Irwin. The Menards pencil. I'm glad the Carpenter's pencil from Menards made it in the bag. And they got some, this looks like what, like 3-inch Hyper Tough. Maybe some Hyper Tough. I don't know what those ones are.
Absolutely terrible.
Hey, look, does that not look like those nylon glove fingers?
Oh, those are strippers. The ones I'm
talking.
Yes,
what's that?
Nitro, yeah. But those are strippers. I can just tell by the way that they.
And I like the gel pen because those are always handy to have on the job site. Let's see. Do they have a better picture of this?
Probably not, dude. Whoever decided this was the picture to sell this crap just is pretty bad.
Good grief. Oh, here's the moneymaker.
Oh, with his hands behind his back.
He's like, yeah, I'm a professional right there.
Oh man.
Oh, see, I didn't even notice the case inside.
He's getting it in like Peter North, man. That's all I'm going to say.
Now you know what those pliers or those are. Those look like knockoff Vera.
Yeah, I told you they're strippers, dude. I'm good. Look at that. Those are strippers.
Well, those aren't the type of strippers I like, but yeah. I appreciate where you're coming from, sir.
Yeah. No, man, this is how you would load this, man. You would you put a multimeter, you got your Kleins, you got all that room for all that stuff, man. And then this is hands down got to be for bits because you can actually fit your finger in here and you can actually reach. Even the hardest ones to reach are in there reachable. What else we got in here?
That's pretty funny. We could all pick out the chameleon.
But yeah, I think Joshua Wilson emailed me. He's like, "Hey, is this the tool bag?" I couldn't help but laugh. I was like, "Yeah, dude, that's it. That looks terrible." No, this thing's awesome. If you missed the live that I just did, this thing here, metal.
Yeah.
Metal, and it's compatible with Tough Built. But it's all I was pulling the glass. It's compatible with Tough Built, like fully compatible, but better in every way.
Yeah, that's a funny comment. I just put it on and I don't work, so I keep it way up high. That's a good looking loadout. Yeah. Make him bigger.
This thing's awesome.
All right. They wanted me to make you bigger.
No.
I mean, the fact that
I just did a live on it if you want to see the full detail about it. But yeah, that's it right there. Came with the bigger pouch too, which is back here. It's not all loaded out, but I can tell you right now, this pouch here is absolutely incredible. This is how big this opening is. You can. That's 1/8. That's the 5. Can we fit the 4? Yeah, we can. Look.
I said the same thing to him, Howie.
And then, like, even your installation driver can actually fit back here. It's got a ton of room in it. Actually, it's kind of deformed.
I'm just saying, look, this is how good the connection is here. Listen. You can actually hear it popping.
Oh, it sounded like that one time whenever, never mind.
Your coochie?
Yeah, I was going to say whenever.
When that guy got done with it and it made it pop?
Yeah, and it popped.
And then he made a song about it. I hate pouches without lids. I always, and he used to ridicule me because I told him I used to take a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket, and I had the bucket buddy that I would keep everything around the bucket. And mainly because I'm fat and I don't want my pants coming down.
The CLC tool pouch used to be formerly Husky. CLC makes one that zips up. Yep. Really good.
Bigger, I would have to go with Juan. Better, I would have to go with Pamela Anderson. Wow. I didn't expect that one. Welcome, Brandon. Everyone yaks about how great Vito bags are. Well, they have lids. Yeah, I'll be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
I have never found the need to buy a Vito bag.
This was kind of hodgepodge together right now. I just pulled everything out of it. But this is probably, for the size, the weight, and everything you can fit, this has got to be the one for my money.
What's up, Anthony?
Because you can fit every tool that I've just shown you here in that very comfortably.
Go CLC Toolworks has been my go-to for 4 years.
Yeah. CLC makes one that zips up, and also Southwire has an electrician bag that on the front pouch here. Where'd I put it?
Version of the bucket buddy, and I haven't loaded it up. What are you waiting for?
The front pouch here on the CLC, it has a rivet here and a rivet here, and it's got a piece that flips up over.
Anthony Anderson, welcome. Glad to have you here as always. SDO Panther, finally able to hop on for a minute, and the highlighted message is about Juan's chesticles. What a bad day to miss out. Yeah, it's on you, buddy. That's on you.
I like how you chose to say never mind.
What's that? Don't use it much.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Oh,
all right, guys.
I forgot to bring him back with me.
All right, since he agreed with me, we knew it would happen. Since he agreed with me, it's time for us all to say goodnight and to go on and enjoy the other great content here on YouTube. Mainly just watch my stuff. I was just kidding. But it's time for us to go. I have to make a phone call to check on somebody. But
I say we make like shepherds and get the flock out of here.
All right. We'll end with the bad pun. Y'all take it easy. We'll see you next time.
See you.